Hi folks, Scottish Prepper 73 here. Just going to do a quick review on the Delta Max power bank. I've ran this unit for almost a year now, and just to pass on my thoughts about the good, the bad and everything in between in the year that I've owned it. Okay then, let's go over the specs of this unit. So as we can see on the front, it's got a nice bright display unit where you can clearly see from the left to the right the number of hours remaining at the current draw rate. So this hasn't got anything plugged in, so we're good for 99 hours apparently. It's the next gauge in the middle is 100% charge. To the right of that from the top you have got your inputs. Now it's not connected to the mains or solar or DC at the moment, so there's zero. Output wise we've got nothing because we haven't got anything on it. The button to right here, that's if you're resetting to join to the Wi-Fi. I'll get to that at the end of the video. Your USB slots, you have two USB-A, two fast charge USBs, and a number of USB-Cs. When the unit's powered on, you turn it on and off with this button here, and then you can energize the USB sockets here, and you turn on the 240 volt sockets at the rear. At the rear of the device you have 4 sockets for 240 volts, your solar charge input and your DC input, as in your 12 volt charging input from car, campervan, lorry. Now with regards to charging this, you've got 3 charging options. You can plug the unit into your 12 volt socket in a vehicle, you can plug in solar at the rear, or you can plug in mains, so your 240 volt supply. So from zero, from a totally discharged state, you'll get it to about 80% capacity within an hour. So that's pretty decent. You know, you're nearly fully charged within an hour. That's a good return. The unit itself, it weighs about 22 kilograms. So it's no lightweight, but it's certainly within the realms of being portable. You know, carrying to and from your vehicle for camping, anything like that. Just to give you an example of recharge times. So as I previously mentioned, you're looking around an hour to get it to 80%. To get it to 100% charge on AC, you're looking about 1.6 hours. If you're charging off a car, on average, you're looking about 16 hours. If you're using for example, 4 times 110 watt solar panels, again, depends on the sun, but it can range between 4.5 to 9 hours, or 4 160 watt solar panels, 3.46.8 hours, or say you were using one single 220 watt solar panel, that could be anything from 9 to 18 hours. So obviously, depending on the panels, where we live in the world, if it's anywhere like I live in Scotland, where you get 2 weeks of summer a year, you know, solar's probably not going to be a great option. But you've also got the other options of plugging into your vehicle while you're driving, or AC. So what I've done in the past, if I've been using it as an auxiliary power source in the camper van, lift it, take it out the van, walked into Morrison's, grabbed a cup of coffee, plugged into the wall socket, jumped back in the van again. Within an hour, it's nearly fully charged. So there's always an option, there's always a way. In terms of usage, what we've done with it so far, there's been 3 power cuts in the last year, and it's been admirable. We've ran microwaves off it, it's ran a set of hair straighteners for doing my mylar bagging for some of my prepping things. It's ran hair dryers. I've ran it as an auxiliary power source in the camper van, where it's been plugged into the van in terms of replacing an electric hookup. It's basically charged my leisure batteries and simulated being on a site, if you like. So in the winter months, it's extended our camping ability by about 3 days. So for us, that's got value, and given the cost of the unit, to justify it, you know, it's got to work for you in a number of different ways. It's the older batteries that's in this model, so you're looking at about 800 cycles. For you and me, with average usage, that's about 10 years, and after 10 years they reckon it'll be at least 80% of capacity left in the batteries. So you're not buying an expensive paperweight. But to put it in perspective, if you went for the Delta 2 with the newer batteries, you're looking at about 3,600 cycles on that. So there is a significant difference in battery technology. But a year ago, for the price point, yeah, this ticked the boxes for me. Looking at the pros and the cons of the unit. Like I say, it's no lightweight, it's 22 kilograms, but you are buying an integrated solar generator, as they like to call them, which effectively means it's got an MPPT charge controller in it for your solar inputs. It's got your, effectively, a battery-to-battery converter. It has your inverter, so it's got a 2000 watt inverter, although you can run it up to 2500 watts, and it uses this X boost technology, which basically means it starts to chop the current and ramp the voltage up. So it is a flexible piece of kit. It'll run microwaves in camper vans. It's at home, we've ran, when the lights were out, we've effectively ran the skybox, the router, the television, a lamp, and charged phones, etc. And it lasted the full evening without any problems at all, and still had 45% capacity the next day. So yeah, it's got a lot of good things going for it. For the price point, I think it was good value for money at the time, and we're looking at buying another 2 power banks around about June, so I'll probably personally go for the Delta 2, which has got half the capacity, but newer battery technology, and it's got more redundancy in terms of a few more units, and when I buy those, I'll review them at that time. Out of the box, it comes with your charging cable. Should be noted, this one doesn't have the brick, so you don't have a separate transformer, it's all integrated, and you've got your 12 volt DC charging input. It uses a standard XT connection for your solar panels, and you can fit it in a number of configurations for that, anything up to 18 watts. Anything up to 800 watts, my apologies. The only thing that I don't like, the only criticism I could give it, whilst the app is very good, you can only use the app when you've got Wi-Fi. The newer units, the newer versions, have got Bluetooth connectivity. This one relies on a Wi-Fi. So if you're at home, or if you've got a Wi-Fi network in your camper van, etc., then yeah, that will still work. But if you're at the beach, or if you're camping, etc., and this is all you've got, you can't link to the unit itself and change any settings or do any monitoring of it. It's a minor niggle, and it's a niggle that they've corrected with the newer models, but it's worth mentioning. You know, it does let it down. The only other thing of note, and again this has been corrected in newer models, is the fans are quite noisy. You know, when it's working, you can hear it. There's no getting away from it. It is fairly noisy. Is it a deal breaker? For me, not at all. The flexibility the unit delivers in terms of weight, performance, cost, what you can do with it, what it offers, it's a minor niggle. But again, it's got to be mentioned because you should be aware of it. Also, that feature, the noise, the connectivity, again, these have all been remedied in the newer versions of it. But again, have a look, see what you think of the video. Happy to answer any questions that I can, and like and subscribe.